It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Next on Madden Football.
From the state of Bavaria and its capital, Munich, we're looking at Allianz Arena. Normally a famed football stadium, but here, playing host to the NFL and a much different type of football. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Raheem Blackshear now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. Bringing him out, coming off a tough rookie season as the top pick in the 2023 draft is Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
This dude was just not going to be stopped, not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, it's Hubbard. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Young working from the gun. Went right, and that's intercepted. Picked off by Deontay Banks. And the Giants get the football on the first turnover of the contest. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
So the Giants out and getting set for their first drive. Leading them out in his 6th NFL season since being picked 6th overall, Daniel Jones.
Well, the first year of Daniel Jones' new big contract didn't go the way anyone wanted to in New York. The team struggled to a 1-5 start, and an ACL ultimately ended Daniel's season. Remember, before he got that contract, it was his legs, it was his athleticism, it was his movement play that really led the Giants forward. Can he get back to that off that knee injury? We'll all be watching this season.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And in, touchdown, New York! So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Moore with a return. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on Q1. Neither side separating much so far. More from this one right after this. We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They have second and pretty long here. Pulled in by Tommy Trumbull. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Play action now, Young. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Xavier Legette the target on that throw, and it's going to be 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
This is reeled in by Legette. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
3rd down run with Brooks. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. They'll run for it, Hubbard. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Panthers pushing for a score before the break. They've got 1st down from the 31. Out of the gun, Young. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Shotgun snap now to Young. It's Cup, that's Thielen. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. He has the Carolina touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers tie this game 7-7. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Returns looking good so far. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. They've got 1st down from the 31. Now Jones. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
2nd and 10 now. Jones finds him over the middle. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tackle made by Dame Jackson. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. On the shotgun, it's Jones. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? And they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Young to throw. He's on the move. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now it's Young. Connection made to Tremble. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our third quarter. A half a play still to go here as we're back to football in München. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, here's Jones. He completes it in traffic. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Tackle made by J.C. Horn. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Here's Jones. Dump off caught by his back. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Again, Jones to the air. He sends this one to the end zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
In all our games together, Brock, I'm trying to think, and it feels like this is a first. They had the interception, and they just gave it away to accept the penalty.
Yeah, that, you don't have to think any further, Kate. That is the first time we've seen this. The guy who made the pick, look at him.
Yeah.
He is steamed down there, and I don't blame him. That's a turnover that just got wiped off his ledger, his team's ledger, and he doesn't understand that decision any more than we do.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And the Giants will have a 1st down. Robinson in motion right. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired.
Still 1st down.
Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They go right back to Tracy. Pushing for the red zone. Touchdown, New York! The Giants take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Moore with a return. Return's looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Defense shows blitz. Young. He finds Sanders. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Micah McFadden able to make the play. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. The Panthers have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now a shotgun handoff to Brooks. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They send a man in motion. To the air on 1st down. Young. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Panthers down by 7. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Complete to Tremble. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Looking to throw it. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Oh no, the ball is loose. And they jump on top of it. Ooh, a clutch recovery to clean up the mistake this late in the game. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. To throw. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. Offense staying out here. It's 4th and 11. Throwing now. He finds him beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Left the offense out there on 4th down, Brock, and look at the result. A big gain. They got 15 and the 1st. Put the body on the line for his team. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Now to throw. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Here he is to throw. And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. Now with just 7 seconds left in the game, we've got a timeout. On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Setting up to pass. Here's a loft deep down the middle. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. And the Panthers make the interception on the final play of regulation. They've got some serious momentum now as we head to overtime. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Operating from the gun, it's Jones. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And a massive hit at the end of that play, oh baby. But he hangs on through it, still able to get that 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Jones. Catch is made. It's Jalen Hyatt. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was, just focused on executing the play in front of him.
On 1st down, it's Jones to throw. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. Panthers pick this one up. For one side, an incredible mistake, and for the other, a clutch defensive play that could set up the end of this game.
This is overtime, baby, and every play is amplified by 100. And now some life to go get yourself a win.
The Panthers and Bryce Young making their way back out on offense. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hubbard. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Young working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. Once again at 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go.
Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. As they'll be left with just 1 more to work with here in OT.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5. And they'll take a timeout with just a single second left on the clock in overtime. A big moment coming up for Eddie Pinheiro on this attempt. Well, as expected, here's the timeout, and now they'll get to discuss the play that'll end this in a win or a tie. And now the entire game rests on his next kick. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. Doesn't look like it has the leg, and it falls well short of the post. Well, this is just the game that never ends, it seems. That overtime is in the books. It is time to flip the field and start another one as we wait for a winner. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Jones. He's going to push one deep down. He's got it at the 30. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. A give right side to Tracy. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Here's Tracy once more. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
This is his biggest moment of the game so far. An important field goal try here. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. The kick is good. He got it. And they've taken back the lead.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
So the Giants come away with the win. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say goodbye from Germany.